we are on episode number 2 for 2023. Like, can you believe it? We are rocking and rolling already, and we want to set you up this month. We want to help set you up this month so that you're not left at the end of this year with regrets. We want to give you all the tools and all the strategies that are going to help set you up for success so that you can exit this year feeling like you've had more fun, feeling like you're more fulfilled, feeling like you have been living life. So if that's how you want to roll in 2023, then tune in, because today's episode we are going to share with you one of the vital tools that transformed our lives over
7-8 years ago.
How long have you been married?
Nearly 9 years.
So probably 10 years ago. My, how time flies. So let us begin with, are you currently putting too much on your to-do list? Are you focusing on the end game more than you're focusing on the steps to get you there? Are you showing up for other people instead of showing up for yourself? Are you investing more time in things that are draining your battery as opposed to giving you more energy? Perhaps you're feeling lost. Perhaps you're feeling confused. Perhaps you're feeling frustrated. Perhaps you're feeling used.
Oh, that was like a poem. Hey, right? She's a poet and she didn't know it.
And if that's you, then today this podcast is dedicated specifically for you, because what we're going to cover today is a really simple tool. We're going to actually explain why we use the tool, what the tool is, and what the 4 steps are before you write in the tool. Did I get that right?
You did.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to follow that sequence. And just by tuning in today, if you're feeling lost and confused and frustrated and lacking a sense of direction, then today, and maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. That's another thing that came up. Maybe feeling overwhelmed. This is going to give you clarity. This is going to give you certainty. This is going to get you off the bus into uncertainty territory is what I'm trying to say,
okay.
right? Yeah. And move you into certainty territory. Mm-hmm. And that's going to make you feel like you have a sense of achievement. It's going to make you feel happier. It's going to make you feel like you're more balanced, more calm. And I guess you're going to start moving into more fulfillment. Like, that's exactly what's happening. That's the feedback that we've got from this, haven't we? Mm. So get your pen, get your piece of paper, because this is going to be one of those podcasts today. Let's go, Sam.
All right. So we're going to help you guys get unstuck in life. And we're going to do that by using the super duper amazing tool. We actually talked about this in last week's podcast, the habit tracker.
The habit tracker.
So it's all about creating good habits and having habits that you can follow on a daily basis. So if you haven't watched last week's podcast, please jump on and watch that. You don't have to stop this one to understand it, but make sure you listen to that one as well, because today we're going to focus on how you're going to use the habit tracker and create long-lasting habits that are going to stay and stick around to make sure that you achieve what you really want to achieve in 2023.
Because your life matters.
It does.
Your life really matters.
And then last week we talked about how you need to feel. What you're wanting to feel is how you need to set some of your goals for 2023, rather than just using random stuff, just throwing anything out there just because that's what you do. I'm going to give up smoking. I'm going to save money, or whatever bullshit sort of New Year's resolution that we tend to go to, because that's what we've been taught by our parents, who did the same thing because they were taught by their parents that that's how you set a goal. You just sit there and go, okay, I'm going to stop smoking this year, or I'm going to stop eating this year, or whatever it is. And so we're talking more about how you're going to feel it, and setting goals that are aligned with how you feel are going to be easier to achieve. And by using the habit tracker and creating some habits, that's also going to help you to achieve this outcome you're after.
So and can I just slap them in the face right
away?
Please
slap them.
I'm going to slap you. Ready? So this might be a little bit confronting, and it might be a little bit challenging, and you might be like, oh, Ash, why do we have to go there? Because, girlfriend, I want you to be green and growing this year. I want you to have more fulfillment. I want to be able to challenge and stretch you to jump out of your comfort zone so we can go hang out on Magic Island together. So your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. Say it again, Sam.
your life today is essentially the sum of your habits.
Oh, now some of you are going to be like, what? No. I'm going to say, yes, it is. So if you've got the body or the physique that you want right now, that is a consequence of your habits. If you don't have the body that you want right now, that is also a consequence of your habits. If you are happy right now, or you are unhappy right now, that is a consequence of your habits. If you are loving life and embracing life, that is also a consequence of your habits. If you're not financially where you want to be, if you don't have the adventures that you seek, if you don't have the right partner that you seek, if you don't have crazy, cool, amazing tribe of epic people that you want to hang out with that challenge you and stretch you, that is also a consequence of your habits. Oh, which is why, ladies and gentlemen, you need to have a habit tracker. You need this one because this is special. Like, it's special. It's special. So we are what we repeatedly do. We are. That's who we are. So take some time to think about what specifically you're doing every single day. So what did you do this morning?
I got up.
Yes.
I made a coffee.
Yes.
I took the dog for a walk.
Yes.
I went to work, had a meeting.
What was your meeting about?
Sales.
What else?
Training about sales. Then I did some work and some banking. And then I came home. And then I had breakfast. And then I did some house cleaning.
We did declutter.
Decluttering, cleaning, and decluttered. And then we hung up some pictures to reclutter. No.
We did that to actually change our environment so that our environment was actually
up to date.
Yeah, I guess that's a great way to think about it. We changed our environment so we're more inspired to work. Rather than keeping the energy from the last 10 years, we thought we would upgrade some stuff. So maybe you need to think about that too, but that could be another podcast then, couldn't it? So think about, what do you repeatedly do? Do you get up every morning and do you do meditation? Do you get up every morning and do you make coffee? Do you stop at the donut shop? Do you stop at the bakery? Do you stop at McDonald's? Do you stop and open the fridge and grab the first thing you see? Or have you meal prepped and planned your food and you know exactly what you're eating? Are you reactive or are you proactive? As Brendan Burchard says, is what gets scheduled. He picks up his clients. He'll say, where's your phone? Doesn't matter who he's coaching. And he'll be like, show me your schedule. Because if it's not on your schedule, it's not going to happen. So if your habits are not on your schedule, they are not going to happen. And your habits make Rob Dahl says, the little steps make the big steps happen. And if it's good enough for Rob Dahl and it's good enough for Brendan Burchard, then it's good enough for Ursh and Sam. And sister, it's good enough for you. Like, it's good enough for you. We're teaching you. We did High Performance Academy with Brendan Burchard 10 years ago. And we've applied this principle since then. It is amazing. It's phenomenal. It changed our life from feeling reactive, frustrated, and burnt out to taking control, giving us clarity, and living our life by design. So I don't say this lightly. I don't say it at all. So let's move on, because Sam's going to teach you the science stuff, the woo-woo stuff. So this is where you need a pen and a piece of paper.
All right. So basically, the science of how you work out a habit, you've got to have the breakdown as into these three really important fundamental parts. And they are, first of all, you've got to identify your reward. So what is it that you want? Why are you going to put in a habit? What is the outcome? What's the reward that you're going to get by doing a particular habit? Now, this could be something like you're going to be able to wear a size 14 jeans, 12 jeans. You're going to feel amazing when you put on this dress that you wore 2 or 3 years ago that you haven't been able to fit. It could be that you are going to be able to speak a different language. Maybe you want to be able to speak French. So that's a reward, is that you want to achieve something. What's the goal at the end of it? What's the reward? There needs to be a very strong reward, because if you don't have something really shiny and sparkly to aim for, It's going to be really hard to change your current habit, no matter how bad it is. You're going to have to change it in order to achieve that. So you got to find something sparkly and really, really cool that you want to achieve. You then have to have.
So we've got 4 stages, right?
Yeah, 4 stages. It's best to work backwards because it makes more sense.
So can we just, I'm just going to make it simple, because we ran the workshop on this the other night, and there are 4 stages of a habit. And we've got phenomenal feedback. People are like, I had no idea that, like, the messaging has been off the charts. I said, we need to do a podcast about this. So there are 4 stages. There's the cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. So Sam's going to work backwards with you. So she's just explained that the first place to start is the reward.
At the end.
At the end. And then we're going to look at the response.
So the response is your next one.
So why does that matter? Why does the response matter?
Because you need to have an idea of what it is that you wanting to achieve and how you're going to go ahead with this. So the response is actually what you're going to have to do. What's the thing you've got to do in order to do the action? So the habit might be drinking the water, for example. The actual drinking of the water is the response. It's the thing, the action you need to take in order to achieve the goal that you are after. So I would like to be healthier. And one of my steps is I'm going to drink water. So drinking the water is the action, and the reward is going to be healthier.
It's going to be the end goal, right?
End goal.
Every habit.
So once you know what the action is, which is the actual habit, which you will write down in your sexy habit tracker on the side here, which you make sense green. It's all very bright. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Right. So you would actually write the action, the response, the action that you need to take in order to achieve the goal that you are after. So that's the number 3, going backwards. Number 2.
So whether a response occurs depends on how motivated you are and how much friction is associated with the behavior. That's really important to figure out, because people don't know what they don't know. And the habit loop, right, from I'm just trying to think of the book and my brain's gone right now. Anyway, it'll come to me.
Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits, right? And this is a principle from the book. And if any one of these levels are missed out, the habit won't happen. And we need the habits to make the little habits make the big habits possible. So we need to start conditioning our brain. So we need to follow the formula. All right. So the second one.
The craving. This is probably the most important one, because this is the motivation. The real motivating force behind every habit is the actual craving. So without a level of motivation or desire, without a craving or craving our change, we have no reason to act. So it's the feeling. What do you want? Why are you doing it? You need to know the why. If you don't have a strong enough why, having the water bottle there and drinking it isn't going to happen, because you don't have a why. Because remember, you're going to have to change a current habit, which no matter how good or bad it is right now, you don't want to change, because we don't like change, right? I mean, even if it's
resist change.
Yeah, even if it's a really crappy habit and you know that you shouldn't do it, we don't actually like to do it. So smoking is such a great example.
So it's not actually the habit itself, is it? It's we're changing what we're looking for. When we look at a habit, it's not the smoking, right? It's the state and the feeling that it delivers. So
smoking for a lot of people is that relaxation, or it could be the best friend you have when you're super stressed that helps you to calm down, which I don't even understand how that works, but it does. The feeling of taking a break away from the real world and being able to have your smoker, or just have a smoke, and you can forget about what's happening in your world for that moment. So you're getting a feeling of rest, break, relaxation, something like that. Same thing with eating chocolate, or eating too much food, or eating junk food, eating sugar. You're looking for sugar. Could be energy. So you're tired and you want some energy, but it could also just be that break away from reality where you just stop and you're focused on something completely different. So you can mask your feelings. You can avoid your feelings by eating food, for example.
And we cover this in our Body by Design, our emotional eating weight loss program for people that have been yo-yo dieting for over 5 years. We go into depth about that. The other example, I guess, is, most of us at some stage during the week will turn on the TV. It's not the habit of the TV that encourages us to do it. The thing is, we want to be entertained. So we will go and do it.
That's like a boredom, fixing your boredom of your daily routine.
Yeah, every craving, when it comes to the habit loop, is linked to a desire that changes your internal state. So you're getting the feeling. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Excellent. And then the last
one is the cue. Now, the cue is basically the trigger, something that triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. So if we take the water, for example, nice easy step, your water bottle is sitting there full of water, ready for you. So when you walk into your office space, or you walk into your kitchen, or wherever you most frequently are, there's your water bottle. You have a visual cue to remind you that I really want to feel super healthy and I want to look after my body. So I must drink my water so that I can have that outcome. So it's those 4 steps. If you miss just one of those 4 steps in the cycle, the habit won't stick. The habit won't last. Willpower and pure determination are only going to get you so far. And then without it, you're going to spring back to your old habits, and it happens so quickly. Creating a new habit takes about 21 to 28 days, but bringing back an old habit takes like 21 to 28 seconds. So
the success the habit loop success formula is: number 1, cue; number 2, the craving; number 3, the response; and number 4, the reward. So just to recap, right, the first one, because we went backwards because it was easier to explain, right? Number 1 is the cue. So the cue triggers your brain to initiate the behavior. Number 2, cravings are the second step of the habit loop, and they are the motivational force behind every habit. Without some level of motivation or desire, without craving or change, we have no reason to act. And people don't know that because they jump on other people's habits. Don't do that. Create your own habits, right? Number 3 is the response, and the response is the actual habit that you perform, which can take the form of a thought or an action. Whether a response occurs depends on how motivated you are and how much friction is associated to the behavior. Isn't that interesting? And then finally, the 4th step is rewards are the end goal for every habit. The brain loves consistency. The brain loves to feel safe. The brain loves to be rewarded. So if you're like me, in the past, I've tended to just keep going to the next goal, the next goal, the next goal, the next goal, the next goal. And listen up, high achievers, A-type personalities, those people that may struggle with burnout. You don't ever give yourself permission to celebrate or acknowledge yourself. So your brain is constantly moving the goalpost so that you are never satisfied. If you just stopped and gave yourself the reward, or you planned a reward for the end of something, your body and your brain recharges, and then you're ready to go to action again. So are we good for that? Your brain, it is a reward detector. As you go about life, your sensory nervous system is continuously monitoring which actions satisfy your desires and deliver pleasure. Like, what? How good is that? Like, it's right there. So, in summary, what do we think?
The cue, triggers the craving, which motivates a response, which provides a reward, which satisfies the craving and ultimately becomes associated with the cue. So together, these 4 steps form a neurological feedback loop. Cue, craving, response, reward. Cue, craving, response, reward.
You could make a dance to it.
All right. And it ultimately allows you to
do a
create
dance to it?
automatic
You left me hanging, dancing. Okay.
It's a cue, it's a craving, a response, a reward. A cue, 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 a craving, a response. Reward, reward, reward.
Exact reward is the biggest thing, isn't it? Isn't it? So, do we want to leave us with one example?
Okay.
Like, just give us an example of how we could apply the CCRR.
Okay, let's have a look at one of the.
Because, we've got to give them lots
Yeah.
this year. We've got to make sure that they're in Magic Island with us.
Okay, I think there's one of the big ones is
Weight
actually.
loss. Weight loss. No.
Can I get them to you?
Do we want to do this, mate? What's the thing?
I think there's like one of the, like first thing in the morning. If your first thing you do every day is you pick up your phone and you look at emails, this one's for you. I think this is so crucial. I think
it's come up a lot, hasn't it?
So many of clients, staff, friends, the first thing you do in the morning is you pick up your phone and then you up into your emails, and next thing you know, you're in stress land, right? Straight away. So the problem that we're all looking at is you answering emails.
Or Facebook or text messages.
Yeah. So you're checking you're doing it because you're beginning to feel stressed out and you're overwhelmed by work and you want to feel in control. That's your craving. Then your response is you bite your nails because you're stressed out, which is a really bad habit. And then you satisfy your craving of reducing stress, you're biting your nails because you're associated with answering emails. So for those of you that are nail biters, the reason you bite your nails is because you stress yourself out. And so you actually, your response to decreasing your stress levels is biting your nails. Does that make sense? So these are like some bad habits that you've got. Stress, nail biting. Eliminate looking at your emails first thing in the morning, and you won't bite your nails until after lunch. Isn't that a wonderful idea? Then we could look at weight loss. So look at some positive cues that we could put in for weight loss.
Yeah. So like, let's think I want to drop 5 kilos this year. So like, and we're starting our new Body by Design program in February. So everyone's already coming in now saying, I want to lose this, I want to lose that. So what is some of the habits that we would be looking at right now? How can we apply the CCRR?
Okay, let's just say,
so
you're wanting to lose 5 kgs. So one of your habits is that you want to do 20 to 30 minutes of exercise, movement of some kind every single day.
So what would the cue be? So that's going to be, hold on.
So in your habit tracker, you're going to have 30 minutes of exercise written as your first habit.
Action step.
That's your first habit that you want to instill, right? Is actually doing some. So you're going to have a cue, something that reminds you, oh my gosh, that's right. Today, I need to do 30 minutes of exercise. So you'd look at your habit tracker and that will be your cue.
So give us some examples of a cue. So cue could be an alarm on your phone.
You could set an alarm on your phone. You could put your clothes on the floor next to your bed. So if you're one of those people that trains first thing in the morning, get your clothes, your shoes, everything that you're going to wear for the gym first thing in the morning right next to your bed. Or if you're going to train after work, get your bag packed with all of your stuff that you need for the gym and have it next to the door ready to go. So when you leave for work, you've got your bag of gym gear with you. So that's already a cue that I'm going to exercise today.
So don't wait for your wife and ask her, what am I doing today? Okay, don't do that, or your husbands, but don't do that, because that's what I do. Like, am I training today? No, take responsibility for your life in 2023, Ursh. I mean, you, all of us. So that would be, if I wanted to lose weight, one of the biggest tools that we have with our clients and personal training and coaching clients and our Body by Design ladies is we've sat down with them and I'm going to commit to doing 30 minutes of exercise a day. So when we think about the cue, they're either going to set it in their phone or they get
have the clothes ready.
On the habit tracker in the bedroom. People have moved it from the office into the bedroom because it's setting up the environment to make sure that we are setting ourselves up for success.
So it's really important. It's obvious. You need to be able to see it. It can't be a vague something that you're just going to remember in the back of your head. No, it's got to be visual. It's a visual cue that you need to find. The next one is your craving, which this has to be a really, it has to have meaning. You need to desire this. It's got to be really attractive. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So why do you want to lose that 5 kilos? What is that going to give you? What is the feeling that you're looking for? What is the outcome that you want? Why are you going to get up at 5:30 every morning?
6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Why are you going to set your alarm? Why are you going to come to the gym after you've had a whole day at work and you're already tired and it's raining?
Do you want a new wardrobe? Do you want to feel good? Do you want to build your confidence? Do you want to have more energy? What is it? Do you want to go out more? Are you sick of hiding behind your weight? Like, are you limiting your life because you don't have the energy or the stamina or the vibrancy to go out and show up in life? So your why is critical to you achieving those habits every single day.
Then the next one is your response. So this is the action you're going to take. And it's really important that the action is really simple. So you're going to, this is another cue really. You've got, like for the gym, we've got an app where you book your classes. So the cue is, well, what am I doing today? Oh, it says on my calendar that I'm going to go and do Fight Dough class. So then you've packed you want to go because you want to lose weight and feel great and have more confidence. And then the easy action step is you get to the gym and you do your 30 minutes of Fight Dough. It's got to be simple. If you make it too complicated, like I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do an hour and a half, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'll just go in and I'll just start something, that's never going to work. You need to have a plan. There needs to be a definite plan. And if you are looking at exercise and you are in a gym environment, get yourself into a class.
Get yourself a trainer.
Get yourself committed to something.
Our clients at the gym pay our trainers to set them up for a weekly plan. Like if you're the type of person that is taking you an hour, should I do that class? Could I do that class? What about this? Go to the expert, pay the expert. I need a plan. I need accountability. I need to make shit happen. Why? Because without a coach for me, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I would procrastinate something fierce. I wouldn't achieve what I've achieved. I wouldn't have fulfillment on the level that I have fulfillment. I wouldn't be having life by design. I'll be having life by chaos and frustration, right? So hire the experts that can just sort that out for you. Lots of our clients just have a trainer, train 2 and 3 times a week. I need to get this happen, this happen, this happen. Why? Because it makes life simpler. Why wouldn't you? Like we have a business coach every single week that sets us up, that gives us a game plan. Why? Because it's too hard for us. If we left to our own devices, we would not achieve as much without a coach. It just wouldn't happen. So for me this year, even though I am a personal trainer and I don't train clients anymore, well, except my select few, right? I'm getting myself a trainer. I'm like, I need a trainer. I need to improve my flexibility. So I need someone that's going to be doing this, this, and this. This is the times that I'm free. Who can fit me in? Why can't I just go and train myself? Because I can't be trusted, people. I'm going to go and get distracted, just like you're going to go and get distracted. Pay for accountability. It'll fast track your results until it becomes your habit. Like in 4 months' time, if I think I don't need a trainer anymore, then I won't have a trainer. But I also know if she needs a trainer, she needs accountability in every area of her life. Otherwise, frustration starts to come up and fulfillment goes down. Who can relate? All right. And the last one.
The last one is your result, the outcome, what you're getting at the very end. And this needs to be really satisfying. So it needs to be something you truly desire, something you really want. And that when you've achieved it, you feel freaking outstanding. And that's really important. So if it's weight loss, you've achieved that 5 kgs and you feel wonderful, your motivation is up, your energy is up, your confidence is up, all those things that you were wanting to feel, you've now achieved that, plus that 5 kgs. So now you're going to go buy a new wardrobe and everything is wonderful and fluffy clouds and fluffy bunnies and unicorns.
We don't, yeah, no. So if you've ever wondered why I don't do what I say I'm going to do, why don't I lose weight or stop smoking or save for retirement or start the side business? Why do I say something is important, but I never seem to make time for it? And maybe that's you, right? The answer to those questions can be found somewhere in the 4 laws that we just explained about the habit loop. The key to creating good habits and breaking bad ones is to understand these fundamental laws and how to alter them to your own specifications, because you're all unique and special. All of us are. My goals are not the same as Sam's goals necessarily. Where business and personal goals are the same. My health goals are not the same as Sam's. So every goal is doomed to fail if it goes against the grain of human nature.
Well done. And you can see it so easily. Like now that you know these 4 steps, you could easily look, okay, I want to lose 5 kilos. Why? Because I want to feel great. I want to be passionate about everything. It's amazing. I have it all. And what's the habit I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the gym every day. That's all very good. I want more confidence. I'm going to go to the gym every day so I can lose my 5 kilos. But I had no cue to remind me in the morning. There were no clothes next to the bed. So I just...
My trainer didn't tell me I had to meet her at the gym today. My trainer going to be messaging me after this podcast. You watch her.
Or you could have the cue, I've got to put my clothes on, but I don't really feel like it. I can't really be bothered. So you're missing the feel, the reason why. Or you're missing the actual steps. I've got my gym gear ready to go and I really feel like it, but I don't actually have a gym to go. I haven't actually joined a gym yet. I don't really feel like going for a walk because it's raining and I don't know what to do. Or finally, you don't actually have a goal, but I'm going to make this habit. I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to wake up. That's going to last for like 0 time because there's no reason to do it. I don't have a great, fabulously satisfying goal that you're aiming towards. So without all 4, this is doomed to be a disaster.
Which we're not going to allow for you guys to happen, all right? It's not going to happen. That's not how we're going to roll this year. And I'm just thinking, I was just looking up the book for you ladies, and it isn't Atomic Habits, it's The Habit. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. This is what happens when I don't show up prepared. It is by, anyway, we will probably post it in the links, won't we? It is, I can't believe that my brain has just gone turned to mush. Habits book. It's going to come. It's going to happen.
Give us a few seconds of thinking.
But this principle is based on that. Oh, where am I? Tiny habits. Oh my gosh. So tiny and so significant. There we go. So this principle has come from Tiny Habits book. So if you don't have that book, you don't need to buy it now because we just told you. We abbreviated it for you. And look, booyah, it's happened. It's done. So for anyone that is looking to purchase a habit tracker, right? And Sam can hold it up because this is beautiful. Like Sam's going to show you. Look at it. Like it is a 12-month habit tracker. And the reason that I've designed my own is every month, again, like Sam said, we had to keep this simple, right? I needed to make sure that I had the cue in place. So come the 1st or the 30th, I would be like, where is my habit tracker? What am I doing? And how am I doing it? Where's the printer? Oh, I didn't like that color. Oh, I've got this to do this month. It became too hard. So the cue wasn't there. So it would mean that I wouldn't start my habit tracker exactly on the 1st. How irritated do I get when I don't start my habits on the 1st?
Very irritated.
She's not a happy camper. She is a little bit OCD on these things, right? So she likes to be structured and have a system and know that it's all there. It's simple. You have 12 months. So at the top of the habit tracker, you write down what your goals are and what you want to focus on. What are your key priorities? And then you write down 8 habits, up to 8 habits. Some people write 3, some people write 5, depending on where you are right now. And whatever your goals are, we align at least 2 habits per goal, and then you've got 2 freedom ones. It's as simple as that.
And then you just mark off each day.
You just put a tick next to it. Now, I did want to say to you, because we're running also a Crush 2023, which is aligned with setting you up for success. So when we do this, one of the things came up of I didn't want to put down the 8 hours of sleep. Now, this may or may not be interesting to you. I didn't want to put 8 hours because the perfectionist side of me says I'm not going to be able to do 8 hours of sleep. So I didn't put it down. And then I reframed the thinking and I thought progress over perfection. Even if I got 8 hours of sleep, 3 days for the whole freaking month, am I one step closer to that habit as opposed to not putting it on my habit tracker? Yes. So we're not going for all the people out there that are people pleasers, like you want to please yourself, high achievers, right? They're always about perfection over progress. Listen up. The habit tracker is every tick is a celebration and it's a step closer to your desires. You are not going into the habit tracker mentality to be an expert, to slay it, to tick all the ticks. Because shit's going to happen, shit's going to turn bad, and then you're going to fall down and you're not going to get back up. You give yourself permission to experience behavioral flexibility, because if you're rigid, you're not going to move. You cannot move and go into this with a fixed mindset. You have to go into this journey with a growth mindset and be adaptable. You need to be able to pivot. You need to be able to accept where you are and not go for perfection. So we're going for progress all the time. There we go. So I
Awesome.
hope that that was useful. Please let us know what you thought about it. If you would love to purchase a habit tracker, you will actually get the masterclass that we ran for free. For free. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give that to you. Why? Because, girlfriend, you are the bomb.com. So go out there, sprinkle some magic on someone today, because you don't know who's struggling in the world. Until Friday, go out there, sprinkle magic. See everybody. If you love this episode today, like if you loved it, even if you just liked it a little bit, that would help. We would love to ask you a huge favor. Can you please, a million times, please, subscribe to our channel.
Push the button below. Just push it now before you forget. Just push it.
You can do it.
Because not only will you never miss an episode ever again,
Never.
You'll always be there, but then you'll also help other people find us, because the more people that watch us, the more people that will get our message, and then more people will be part of our podcast. Wouldn't that be awesome?
And we can't not see you and hear you every week, can we? We just can't. So just do it. Just do it.
Just push the button.
Eat the frog. Do it now.
It's right down there.
Go do it for us. That'll be like the best present you could ever give us. Thank you.
Bye.